Welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about audio and video equipment, how to set up your home blogging studio, and I'm going to show you what equipment I use and also show you some cheaper alternatives because I have a tendency to spend a little bit more, too much money maybe than I necessarily need to, but I like to buy the higher quality stuff. And if you're working on budget and you're not worried as much about some of the things that I kind of get nitpicky about, then we'll look at some cheap alternatives that you can buy instead of using what I got. So we're going to look at some video, audio, and then some additional peripherals you can buy that go along with that, including software and stuff like that. First thing we're going to look at is the video. How do you get your video onto the computer? Easiest thing to do is webcams. You can use, like for example, I have a MacBook Pro and they have the iSight webcam on there. It's built in, very easy to use, doesn't cost you anything extra besides buying the laptop. Another thing you do is buy a little clip-on webcam. I have one here. This is a Logitech, for example. Very simple to use. You can clip this on, has a nice little attachment there where you can clip it onto anything basically, put it on your laptop, put it on your computer screen, and it just plugs into the USB port. What you want to be careful about though, there are a lot of cheap webcams when you go into Circuit City, when you go into like Best Buy, or if you go into Walmart or anything. There's some very low quality resolution webcams, and those are actually pretty bad, and then they have the higher quality ones. So with webcams, it definitely pays to buy something a little higher quality because you don't want your video to be very grainy, and when you're putting it on the internet, you want it to be as high quality as possible because of the fact that YouTube now has high definition options on your videos. And if you buy the lower quality video, when they maximize the screen inside of YouTube, it's not going to look very good. But if you buy the higher quality video, then it looks much better on YouTube when you start playing around with the different resolution options inside the YouTube videos. And you can get a camcorder, a little webcam for $30, $40, pretty good. Another 50, maybe pay $50 if you want, but they're pretty affordable. The other thing to do is a video camera. A lot of video cameras on the market, and there's a lot to choose from, so it's pretty much impossible to say buy a particular video camera. And the video camera that I have is a Canon MF30, and the reason why I bought a Canon is because of the audio quality. What you're going to notice about cameras is that they always have speakers somewhere. They always have the microphone somewhere on your camera, and where the microphone is on your camera makes a big difference in terms of sound quality. I actually had a camera one time where the microphone was like, you had the little viewfinder, it was actually behind the viewfinder, and I could hear myself when I was videotaping something and someone's talking. I could actually hear myself breathing more than I could hear the person talking because the microphone was actually closer to my mouth and it was being blocked by that viewfinder. So it was really a stupid place to put a microphone on a camera. And I also see them on top. A lot of times they put them on top. I think Panasonic does that a lot of times. And when you put it on top, you're going to get a lot of different noise from the area. It's a lot of different surround sounds that you're going to hear on your microphone. You really want the microphone to be in the front, and that's going to be the best audio. And this Canon that I have does have it on the front, but the biggest reason for the Canon is because it actually has a microphone jack on the side of it. It's a big deal to have an external place, have an external microphone, because of the fact that it really eliminates a lot of the noise outside your camera. And I'm actually going to do a whole separate video just comparing microphones. But as a little quick test, you can see right here, I have the microphone jack, and I'm standing about 3 feet from the camera. I can walk away from the camera and I get the same quality of the noise. I can keep standing back, and I actually have on this cable right here, this line is about, I'd say it's probably about a 20-foot wire. So I can actually walk back from the camera 20 feet or so and still have the same audio quality as if I was standing right next to the camera. Now as a test, I'm going to keep talking the same volume I'm talking right now. What I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take this microphone away, take it out of the camera, continue talking the same volume, and see if you can notice a difference. And try it with headphones on and without headphones. A lot of times I don't notice a difference in audio quality if I don't have headphones because it's just coming out of like my computer speaker and it's not very good quality. But if you're doing any types of videos where people may be watching at work, or they may have watching with their headphones, the audio quality makes a big difference. So right now the microphone is in, and we'll take it out. Alright, as you can see now I have the microphone out. There's the little plug. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to keep talking the same volume I was talking before. And this is basically where I was standing a little earlier with the microphone still plugged in. And I have not changed my volume, my voice anymore. And when you're listening to this at home, see if you can actually tell a difference in the quality of my microphone and the quality of my voice or not. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it back in. But as you can see, I'm now standing about 3 feet from the camera, same voice. and I'll plug in the wire. The wire is now plugged in, and it should be much better audio quality. Alright, so that is the reason why I buy the Canon, because only the Canon cameras have an external microphone jack. Now you can find external microphone jack on other cameras if you go to the $1,000 price point. That's where you're really getting to the prosumer models. There's like professional versions of the cameras, but it's more for consumers. And they do have separate microphone jacks for those cameras. But anybody else, if you're looking, you know, if you want to spend $300–400 on a video camera and you want to get an external microphone jack, you're not going to get it in any camera except Canon consistently has that on their models. So that's why I think it's very important to pick up the Canon. Much better audio quality. And oh, you know what, the other thing is pretty cool. I actually have a little remote here. So if I was actually, let's say I'm actually doing, let's say I don't have a friend with me and I'm recording my camera, I can zoom, I can do all these little things on here with my remote. And zoom in, zoom out, you know, you can pause, take photographs if you want, all types of things. Nice little remote here, comes with the camera, very easy to use, and lets me do videos on my own without actually having to get someone to help me out. Next is audio. A lot to worry about with audio because if you just take the regular microphones, there's a lot going on with microphones, and you can use the regular audio from a camera, that's okay, but if you really want better quality audio, you have to do some research on microphones and play around with them. What I have right now is actually I have a lavalier microphone here, just clips on your shirt, and this is literally at Amazon.com for like $25, very cheap, and I can plug that directly into the microphone jack. But it gets a little background noise. I can actually, like, when I put on my headphones and I listen to it, I hear a little bit of I'm not sure how to actually say it. I'm not a technical guy enough to know what the term is, but you hear like a little bit of hissing in the background. And what I've done, I actually started buying some actual studio recording equipment, which is really nice, but it also has its problems too. Let's look what I have. I have a microphone. Oh, you know what that thing is? This is an omnidirectional microphone, which means the microphone can pick up sound equally well from all directions. Now, that's good if you're doing an interview or something. What I have right here, this microphone here, let me stand back a little bit. This microphone here is a cardioid microphone, and there's a stand that comes with it, and as you can see here, I have a big long wire, all this plugs into it. This is all studio level equipment. What the goal of this one is that the microphone primarily picks up voice coming directly into the microphone, but also has a little bit of a range on the outside. And this is good if you're interviewing someone. You can put this in the middle, and that it'll still pick up each person equally well. Or if you're in a studio and you have it directly in front of you, it'll get your voice, and it still gets a little bit of the surrounding noises. This worked for me really well until I moved. And once I moved, I now have an airport about a mile away from me, and some planes fly overhead. And since this is a very sensitive microphone, and that cardioid does pick up surrounding sounds, that cardioid pattern they call it, then I get the airplane noise on my recordings, and this really bothered me a lot because you're having to talk, you're explaining something to somebody, and next thing you know, an airplane passes overhead and just ruins the whole audio, and you have to do it all over again. And I started doing some more research. I ended up picking up a hyper cardioid microphone. What this is actually, it's a headset, and the little microphone, here's the headset. And you have the boom comes out there. And what this is, the microphone is hypercardioid. What this means is that it only picks up voices, it only picks up sound directly in front of the microphone. And anything surrounding it, it is very much insulated from the surrounding noise. So I can put this on, I can talk on my headset, and I know that the microphone is only going to be picking up most, like 95%, just from my mouth, just what I'm talking about. And it's not going to pick up the noise from airplanes flying overhead, and they're not even that loud. It's just these microphones, these recording quality microphones are so sensitive, even the smallest little noise will be picked up. And let's see, so yeah, anytime airplanes go over, it just really upsets me because I have to redo the video, I have to redo the audio all over again. And I also like the headphones because of the fact that it's all just one wire, and it all comes together, and you don't have like wires laying all over the place, which is really frustrating. The other thing you need to do if you're going to get sound quality, recording quality microphones, is you need a mixing board And I have a mixing board right here. This is actually much too intense, so I'll plug in one of the microphones here. And so you see this way you can plug in 4 microphones here. You have some other auxiliary stuff. This is really more intense than I should have got. When I bought this originally, I didn't know what I was doing. And the guy at the, basically the salesman says, oh, this is what you need, blah, blah, blah. And I told him what I was going to be doing. And he sold me this, but I really paid way too much than I need to. How much did I pay for this? I paid like $150 for this. And in reality, you get the same thing for about $50 because you only need a couple channels. This way you can actually have multiple people speaking on your audio and it feeds it all into the one source, and then it comes out of here and you put this to your computer to actually record it. And there's all these little things that you can change, like echo, like this will change echo, and room noise, you make it sound like you're in a symphony hall, all that stuff. Really not that useful. I use it a little bit, but it's really more than I need. And these are all these little knobs to change how the equalizer and everything like that. Really overkill. I spent too much money on this, and if I would have known now what I know then, I never would have bought this. But I guess I could say it's a good learning experience. But if you're at home, you're going to buy something, you want to buy some good quality microphones, and you want to get a mixing board, just buy a 2-channel mixing board. You get it for 50 bucks online. It really does a great job, and you don't really have to overspend on it. So that's going to take all your video, all your audio, puts it together, gives you some raw footage to work with. And now once you have that, the question is, how do you edit it? Lots of different things. If you have a Mac or Windows, you have free software. I think the Mac is called iMovie, and Windows is just Windows Microsoft Movie Maker. I don't know, I don't use those, but they're fine. They load up your video, they do a great job. What is happening now is with these high definition cameras, they have a whole nother video format, and much larger files and longer to work with. And the free software they give you that comes with these cameras are really just garbage. You don't want to use them. I've tried them. It just takes long. It takes forever to load anything, and it's really hard to work with. There's one software program I just started playing with. It's been around for a long time, but I haven't really started working with it till now because I just now got a high definition camera. That's the Vegas movie editing software, and it's really nice because you can take multiple scenes, you can take images, graphics, you can tweak them, you can play around with them, you can do 3D visual effects. You have all these really cool tools inside this Vegas movie editing software to really make your videos look professional and give them a very high quality look to them. The other software I do use on a regular basis is, I have 2 up to them. One for Windows is called Camtasia, and the other one is for the Apple called Screenflow. And they basically can take anything off your webcam, take anything off your screen, and record while you're talking the screen, and then also add a webcam if you want. And then lets you edit that software, and you can add in music behind the scenes, you can add in more audio, more video, anything you want, and it makes it very easy. It's very easy software to edit your videos and then export them to YouTube or anything like that, and it's really good software. The biggest difference with those things, with the Screenflow and Camtasia, is it's designed for recording your screen as you're working on your computer, which is really good if you're doing technical, like I do technical videos, so I show people how to use software. And I'll actually use the software, record everything I do on the screen with Screenflow or Camtasia, depending upon whether I'm working on my Windows computer or my Mac computer. And then I talk the whole time and record the audio, and then I use the editing software to cut it up and streamline it together and put it all together and make it more professional. And then also add an introduction and a closing and all that stuff. And Screenflow is actually very expensive. It's $300. That's for the Windows. If you go, Camtasia is $300 for Windows. Screenflow for the Mac is $100. And the Vegas movie editing software, which does not have the ability to capture your screen, that's strictly video editing only, so you're pulling something off your video camera, that is $100. So you have some different options there. And that's about it. So audio, video, equipment, and then get some software to put it all together, and you can start making blogs on your website.